Let's bring in Dan Ives, Wedbush Managing Director of Equity Research. He, of course, raised his price target on Tesla shares this morning by $100 to $370. And right now, of course, Tesla trading well above that at $428.76. So we're playing a bit of catch up here with regard to the stock price. Does that mean it's got to fall quite a bit to match what the fundamentals are?
Yeah, I mean, look, it's been just a massive turnaround. If you've seen the last 6 months, backwards against the wall from Musk and Fremont. You've seen demand, especially we've seen demand tick up in Europe, and I think the big thing is China in terms of Giga 3. For us to get more bullish, definitely take one step closer, to getting bullish again in terms of what we're seeing in China. China is the fuel and the engine of the story, and I think right now, I view it bear case continues to be that sort of low 200s, but now the bull case is 580 to 600 in terms of where we can see the stock.
All right, so the bull case is picking up here, and as Abigail put it, it's a love it or hate it story when it comes to Tesla. Short interest is now about 20% afloat versus, say, 36% back in May. As the stock continues to climb and makes new highs, won't that just trigger a new round of shorts?
No doubt. I mean, the haters are going to hate, and it comes down to, look, it really is, can demand be sustainable, not just in the U.S., in Europe and China? China's really a $100 swing on Tesla stock.
$100?
$100 swing because you got Giga 3, build out there in terms of capacity, and the demand story is so key in terms of what you see in China. So that's why right now it's fork in the road 2020. Musk really so far Teflon-like in terms of what you've seen in China.
Musk might be Teflon-like in terms of what you've seen in China, but the greatest risk to the stock price, it feels like, is Elon Musk himself. You just don't know what he's going to say or do. I doubt we'll get any more 420 tweets from him. He might have learned his lesson there, since the stock is also way past that level. But what has he learned from his adventures the last 2 years?
I think you've started to see maybe a bit more maturity in terms of obviously interaction with investors. That's been Achilles' heel, the 420 tweet being one of them. And I think just in terms of supply demand, I mean, going into every given quarter, hyping in, ultimately disappointing investors. But no doubt, I think what keeps us still a bit wait and see is just to make sure there's not another variable that comes out of left field, whether it's profitability that maybe starts to go south, demand in the U.S. But for Musk, it's a key year because it really comes down to China, and that's really why the stock, if you look at the optimism, China's really been driving that.